Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my first channel. It's Kai. So I don't usually do this, but for today, because I just saw news on Instagram. So basically, Harry Potter Series 2 has been released in a store in Romania, and I really want to talk about it. So let's get into the minifigures. So starting with the first minifigure, we actually has Harry Potter from the Half-Blood Prince movie. So you can see over here with his undershirt in the same costume that he has in the movie, and also his accessory comes with the Half-Blood Prince book. And if you didn't know, it's basically Snape's book when he was a student, and it was the book that helped him pass through potions class because he was such a genius. And yeah, that's a pretty nice design, but I would say that the Harry Potter costume is not much in comparison, although it is identical to the one in the movie. I would have wanted, I guess, a more idyllic kind of costume instead of this particular kind of torso piece, but not complaining as the accessory is pretty good as well. So next on we have Albus Dumbledore, which is the one from Philosopher's Stone. So for this particular one, of course, he comes with his partner Fawkes the Phoenix, as you can see over here on his I guess the picture that I'm showing right now. So the minifigure comes with Fawkes and also his wand, which is still not the Elder Wand yet. So yeah, it's still that generic kind of hazel tan piece that we usually see for minifigures with Dumbledore. So yeah, that's kind of it for this minifigure. For our third minifigure, we have Harmonic Ranger from the Half-Blood Prince movie. This is her casual outfit from the movie itself. So she has an accessory of a butterbeer by her side. I speculate that this is in the scene whereby Dean and Genie were discussing about their relationship, while Harry, Hermione, and Ron were displeasingly watching them from the side. So for our fourth minifigure, we have Ron Weasley from the Half-Blood Prince movie. So for this particular one, it is also the same scene as when the trio were in the Three Broomsticks drinking butterbeer and watching Dean and Ginny sort of their relationship. So if you think about it, the first minifigure of Harry Potter, which is provided in this series, is also kind of related to this scene, as the Harry Potter within this series is actually having the same outfit as the one in the photo over here, with his red undershirt being beneath. So that's pretty nice of Lego to provide us with the trio outfit of this particular scene. So now let's move on to the next minifigure. So for our fifth minifigure, we have Luna Lovegood in her lion hat costume. So this is a pretty unique costume that I always remember from watching it in the day. So yeah, I don't know, I think it was because she was in support of Gryffindor, that's why she wore a lion head costume. But like, just looking at the minifigure and looking at the picture right here, it seems very identical to one another, and I like how Lego has taken into detail, especially with how the torso prints are like. The patterns on the shirt are kind of printed on the minifigure as well, so it's very identical in terms of between the minifigure and the actual costume within the movie. So that's very nice detailing by Lego over there, and generically a pretty nice minifigure. For our sixth minifigure, we have Griphook, the very annoying and very scheming and cunning goblin that you usually see inside the movie. So yeah, so there was a scene that he actually had the Gryffindor sword. I forgot for what reason, that you can see over here. So this particular scene, if I'm not wrong, it's not from the Half-Blood Prince, but from the last Harry Potter movie, Deathly Hallows. So this was when he actually had the Gryffindor sword for whatever reason, and he was holding it. And of course, he comes with another accessory, which is the key that goblins usually use to open the vaults in, what's that place called? The Bank of Harry Potter. I forgot what's that place called, but yeah. Yeah, that's kind of, and also he has his normal costume, which is shown in this picture over here. And I like how they finally use a new mold for the headpiece of goblins instead of the old one that was shown in, I think, 2007 sets or maybe 2003 sets of Harry Potter. Those were just really outdated in the fact whereby they had no prints on their head and otherwise. So it's very nice of Lego to actually make new molds for this goblins in Harry Potter, which is basically covered up by the normal minifigure head but with a new hairpiece. So yeah, pretty nice and neat in that factor of it. Now for our next two minifigures, I'm going to talk about them together. So minifigures 7 and 8 are basically Lily and James Potter, which is Harry Potter's parents. So Lily Potter's costume is on the left right now over here. So I think her costume is when, I'm not sure, maybe she was going to take photo with her husband or something like that, but I found this online. So her accessory comes with baby Harry Potter, of course, because that's her son, and she basically, if you didn't know, spoilers, she kind of sacrificed her life to save Harry Potter, and because of the love magic that she kind of embraced, it destroyed Voldemort in the process, jinxing in the process as well. That's why he couldn't touch Harry Potter after, I don't know, during the Philosopher's Stone kind of thing. So yeah. Anyways, so for James Potter, yeah, I'm just gonna show you his accessory over here. So basically, his accessory comes with a photo whereby he took with, what's her name? Lily Potter when they were young, or I guess Lily Evans when they were young, and that was the photo that they have. So that was part of his accessory. Otherwise, he also comes with a red scarf, which I couldn't really find a picture of for inside the movie. But if you know about it, please tell me about it, where it was actually seen. So, and his generic black kind of costume, which kind of identifies with the picture that is shown right now on the right. So yeah, both of them comes with a wand definitely, but I kind of feel that it's a strange minifigures to go with for this series, because I wasn't expecting like Lily Evans and James Potter to be in this series. I thought maybe like I don't know, the Grey Lady or someone more related with the story would be inside this particular series, because these two characters are like, they were already dead when the movie started. They were kind of just shown in flashbacks throughout all the different, I guess most of the different movies, especially Deathly Hallows and in Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, it's pretty interesting choice to see these two minifigures inside the series, but I still might get them just because I guess there's a significance to thinking that Harry Potter has his family as a whole sometimes, although you don't really see them inside the movie. Yeah, I quite like these two minifigures, and also looking at James Potter hairpiece, I think it's one of those rarer pieces, and also his face print is pretty unique as well. So yeah, that's kind of my point on this two minifigure. I really like the portrait of the family as well. For our 9th minifigure, we have Genie Weasley, which is from the outfit at Slughorn's party. So my first thought of this was, I actually thought this was young Lily Evans because she also had ginger hair, but it didn't really make sense to the context of which, because Lily Evans was already provided in this particular series as a 7th minifigure. So the other thing I went with was Genie Weasley. So this was her particular costume during the Slughorn party, with the nice green dress over there, and with the necklace over there. Kind of reminds me of when basically Harry helped to put the necklace around her neck around Deathly Hallows Part 2. So that was pretty nice, I guess, because it kind of reminds me of that scene. Also, the accessory comes with, because being a party, there will be food, so the accessory is basically an ice cream cup with some ice cream on it. So yeah, pretty nice of Lego to provide us with that. Also, she comes with her wand. So this is a pretty nice way to get Genie Weasley if you didn't actually buy the big set, the bureau, that was actually provided in this year's wave of Harry Potter sets yet. So I haven't bought it yet, so I'll probably get this minifigure because I really wanted Genie Weasley in my collection, and I wanted to create a one with her being in Gryffindor costume. So this is a nice alternative to get Genie Weasley as a whole. So moving on to the next minifigure. For minifigure 10 and 11, I'm going to talk about them together as well, because they're definitely one of my favorite characters. So we have the Weasley Twins, finally. So I've been waiting for this for 3 years now, because I was really surprised that the Weasley Twins were not provided in any of the summer 2020 wave of Harry Potter sets this year. And I was like kind of bummed out, because like you gave the bureau without the Weasley Twins. Was like, alright, if you didn't give it in that set, you definitely need to give it in the minifigure series. And looking at this, I'm highly satisfied, because although it kind of covers up their hair, I'm impressed with the design of the minifigs, in that they gave a new mold whereby the hair piece was attached to that kind of winter hat piece on it. So that's very nice of them to give. So if you can see the picture I'm showing right now, it's basically identical to one over here, with the Weasley twins having that winter dressing hat on them. So yeah, even the costume kind of looks similar as well. So looking at these two minifigures, it's obvious what scene this is. But yeah, you can just look at the picture what I'm showing right now. So it's basically when they kind of grabbed Harry Potter by the neck while he's invisible and pulled him to the side because he was trying to get out of Hogwarts, I think. So in order to avoid, I guess, Filch and every single teachers in the school, the twins kind of were generous on that day, I guess. They passed the Marauders map to Harry. So that was when they were like, oh, I solemnly swear that I would be up to no good or something like that, and gave it to Harry, taught him how to use it. Mischief managed, closed the map, gave it to Harry so that he can kind of leave Hogwarts without being detected. So, of course, I'm not sure which Weasley this is, because in terms of minifigure, you can't really differentiate between the Weasley twins. So, it's either George or Fred Weasley, either one of which. Minifigure 11 has the accessory of having the Marauders map, which is a nice way to kind of get it. I guess this is the folded up version of the Marauders map instead of the opened up version that you get in the accessory pack. So, there's two variants of Marauders map now, the opened up one and the one that is closed, which is provided in this series. So that's pretty nice of LEGO to provide a folded out one in this particular series, and also an alternative to people who wanted to get the accessory, wanted to get the Marauders map without getting an accessory pack, so you can just get this minifigure to get it. But of course, if you get one of the twins, you need to get the other one as well. So the other twin, whichever Fred or George Weasley it is, has a briefcase over here. So I'm guessing, I'm gonna put up another picture over here. So this is their company's, I guess, their prank briefcase. So inside they have all the products of the different pranks that they have. I've kind of seen it inside a movie before when they actually opened up that store. I think one of the twins were carrying it, but yeah. So inside it, I think there's two different kind of prank items. So that's pretty cool and pretty nice of LEGO to provide, because it's very resembling to the movie kind of scenario whereby they were carrying briefcase, but I don't think this briefcase was in that scene whereby they were giving Harry the particular Marauders map, so it's just provided as a alternative accessory for these two minifigs. But yeah, I really like these two minifigures and their design, and actually the twins kind of look different in terms of the minifig of the torso, so maybe judging by how the torso is like, I can determine which twin it is. But yeah, I must kind of research on that later on. So one of the twins have a button up clothes, while the other one has a button up clothes. So yeah, that's the only difference between twins, other than face expressions, to be honest. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Kind of, dragged on for this one, because they are my favorite minifigs of this particular series. Alright, for minifigure 12, we have Bellatrix Lestrange when she was in Azkaban. So, it's definitely pretty nice and very identical to the one in the movie, because this was just provided in one particular scene inside Harry Potter, I think, where she was acting crazy and inside Azkaban when she was about to escape, probably. And that was like the picture whereby she had to hold that prisoner number on her and take a picture on it. It was in black and white or something like that. So this is a nice alternative to get Bellatrix Lestrange. I feel like I say this a lot of times, instead of getting the one in the bureau. So if you think about it, there were actually, I guess, two minifigs over here that you can originally get in the bureau, but now you can get in this series. So that's pretty nice of LEGO to provide you with an alternative. So yeah, of course he comes with the prisoner number that is shown in this scene, in this picture behind me right now. So that's pretty nice with a handcuffs over there as accessory as well. Her hair resembles that from the bureau, of course, but I really like the prisoner costume because, to be honest, you can use the torso piece and the leg piece of this for other minifigures as well if you want to create your own custom prison. So you can buy a lot of those minifigures to create your own custom prisoners. So yeah, that's pretty neat. And also she comes with a black wand. And then that's kind of it for this minifigure. I don't know her face expression yet, but she looks kind of angry. So for our 13th minifigure, we have Kingsley Shackleball, which is my favorite minifigure in the series after the Weasley Twins. So Kingsley Shackleball, if you didn't know, is the next Minister of Magic after the whole 7 movies ended. So he definitely survived the 7 movies and survived the Battle of Hogwarts. So he's a very powerful aura, which I really like inside the movie. So his accessory comes with a broom because he was one of the protectors sent to take Harry Potter back to Sirius Black's house as a safe house kind of duty. So yeah, he was one of the protectors, so he had to be kind of strong. He was there with Nymphadora Tonks and Alistair Moody, so that was pretty cool. The generic design of this minifigure is similar to the one in this picture over here. So I really like the design of the headpiece given in this minifigure because it resembles the one in the movie very well. And it kind of the moment I look at this minifigure, I know it's Kingsley. And then he is given a kind of rope piece, a cloth piece as a rope to actually resemble the one in the movie. And also the underside of it is all purple in color, so his torso piece, leg piece is purple with nice prints on it. So yeah, nothing much to complain about this minifigure. Just looking at this, I know I'll like it when I buy it. So moving on to the next one, we have Moaning Myrtle, which is, I guess, a character that was only shown in what's that called? Yes, the Chamber of Secrets. So the second movie of Harry Potter. So of course, Moaning Myrtle was actually kind of killed by Tom Riddle indirectly when she, the basilisk thing, and she got scared and killed by the basilisk, etc., etc. Anyways, so being the one killed by Voldemort or Tom Riddle during the events which related with the Chamber of Secrets, her accessory comes with something very obvious. Remember the book that kind of cursed and confused and controlled Genie Weasley? Yeah, Tom Riddle's diary. Yeah, it's provided with her. So I really like that. From what I know, I've seen basically this guy called Lucky Lego Store from Romania kind of got this minifigures. So I saw the design of this particular book already. So inside is basically some of the description when Harry was talking with Tom Riddle. So that was pretty neat because there's that conversation inside. So I'm guessing because it's a minifigure series, that conversation is printed as a print for this particular book as well. So that's very nice of Lego to provide us with, and I'm really looking forward to getting this minifigure, not just because she is a ghost and the first ghost that is provided in Harry Potter CMF series, but also just because the accessory and the looks of the minifigure is just amazing. So definitely getting her from this series, and I like her new hairpiece, and which I think is not provided in any minifigures yet. So yeah. So for 15 minifigure, we have Promola Sprout, or Professor Sprout, which is the head of Hufflepuff House. So if you didn't know, I really like Professor Sprout just because of that particular Mandrake scene whereby, Neville fainted and she was teaching them, and she was just like, I don't mind Mr. Longbottoms. It's just a very funny scene for me, I don't know why. But yeah, the design of this Promola Sprout or Professor Sprout minifig is very identical to the one in this picture here. So I feel like I'm a broken record for saying it is identical, but the design of this minifigs I just really like. And also I like the accessories given as well. It's another Mandrake piece with a pot. So I guess although we have gotten a lot of those, it's kind of expected as, come on, it's Professor Sprout. What other scene was she in really other than this scene? So it's really nice for them to finally provide Professor Sprout, because I have the greenhouse in the other set and it kind of feels weird without Professor over there. So definitely getting this minifigure to complete that particular scene over there in my Hogwarts castle. So yeah. Her costume is the normal, I guess, plant looking torso and leg prints over there. So pretty identical to the one in the movie, with a nice headpiece connected to a hat, which is a new mold again made by Lego for this particular series for Professor Sprout. So yeah, if you want to get another new Professor, definitely get this particular minifigure from the series when it comes out. Now, talking about herbology and Mandrake, let's go on to the next minifigure. For our last minifigure, which is the 16 minifigure, we have the one who fainted due to the mandrake in the past. Neville Longbottom, when he was actually in Hagrid's particular class. So I think it was that scene whereby possibly Harry was riding on Buckbeak and he flew around, and or maybe another scene, I'm not sure. But like whichever it is, so Neville decided to open that monster book, and he kind of got chomped up and fell to the ground because the monster book kind of went after his head. So I didn't know that this scene existed until I searched on the internet. I was like Neville Longbottom and monster book, and then I saw this scene, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But this is a pretty weird way for us to get the monster book. You would think that when we were getting the monster book, we would get someone, I guess, more related with the story, like I don't know, Hagrid or maybe Harry in a particular scene of which, but like Neville, okay, that's pretty unexpected. I think, alright, to me this is just a funny way and a weird way for Lego to give you an excuse or to give us like an opportunity to get more of those, Hogwarts costume minifigures so that we can kind of replicate as many Gryffindor students as we want, because it gives, I guess, the middle edge legs and like the nice costume of Gryffindor outfit. So yeah, kind of resembles the one given in like the Hogwarts castle this year as well, the astronomy tower Neville with the same hairpiece. Just the only thing is that they give you the monster book, so it's kind of a way, I guess, to replicate these minifigures and like get a lot of those monster books so that you can create a class of people attending Hagrid's lessons. Yeah, that's my opinion on this last minifigure. Nothing much special about this one, to be honest. However, everything over here, this is the least exclusive minifigure. So yeah. Alright, so in general, I really like this series for what they give in terms of the characters of which. But like, there are some points whereby I have to address, because some minifigures like Lily Evans, James Potter, Neville Longbottom as the last minifigure is just a really weird selection for me. And also even like the Butterbeer ones, like Hermione and Ron, was like something that I wouldn't expect Lego to make. When you kind of look at this series, you kind of expected like, I guess, other members of like the Dumbledore's army to be inside, maybe. I'm not really sure who is not provided yet, but yeah, I wasn't expecting like this particular setup to happen for like a specific scene within the movie whereby they were looking at Ginny and Dean, kind of discussing their relationship, was just unexpected for that scene. It kind of felt like an excuse to give you like Butterbeer pieces. But like, alright, there's one thing that I couldn't get yet, because there's one particular person that was not provided that I'm not really happy with, which is, where's Gilderoy Lockhart? You would expect Professor Lockhart to be provided in this series, but no, Lego avoided that again for some reason. Well, that's kind of disappointing for me, because I was expecting Gilderoy to be inside this series finally together with the Weasley Twins, but he was not provided. So yeah, instead there was like the Butterbeer, Hermione and Ron over there, and even the last Neville minifig. I feel that that's not really needed. They could have easily replaced this with Gilderoy. But I guess because like new prints were needed, or like new face prints and everything was needed, they decided to just lay off Gilderoy, which is really sad. I would expect the Gilderoy to come with the Hoxie Pixie or something. The bluish pixie that was provided in that scene that Hermione used Immobilis on. So yeah, I expected that to be part of like a minifigure with that accessory, but no, it was not provided. So that's pretty bummed out. And like, Gilderoy to me was like still a part of the house, although he's an insult. He's a Ravenclaw at somewhere inside his dark heart. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty disappointing. But otherwise, yeah, the minifigures provided in this have pretty nice prints, especially for the torso. All new prints, I think, except for Neville. So I'll give this an A, not an A plus, just because there's no Gilderoy. But like, the selection of this minifigure is not bad. I like that a new mold for Fox was given instead of the brick built one that was provided all the way in the Great Hall back in which. Also, yeah, I like the portrait that James Weasley is holding, the two Weasley twins definitely, and also Kingsley Shackleball. So Yeah, in general, the series is not bad in terms of the design. Really happy with what Lego did as well, similar to the one in Series 1. And yeah, not much other comments. I really hope that you like me talking about this series, because this is really my first time doing this. And I kind of feel weird talking about this because I don't talk about my opinions that much usually. But yeah, that's my opinion on this. I hope you like it. You should never quit. See you on the next adventure. Bye guys.